Well, hello, our beloveds. We must walk or tread lightly because our another is not a happy camper right now due to potty aches and an eye infection. Woohoo! So, we have channeled through her 2 times and she has rejected both without even listening because it is a topic that she does not wish to touch. So instead of discussing Roe v. Wade, we shall discuss butterflies and unicorns today. So hopefully you will at least be entertained, even if you will not be educated on the energetic imprint of what is coming. Well, many of you really do identify as butterflies, dragonflies, some even as fireflies, and definitely as unicorns or snowflakes, because you are each unique and individualistic, and yet you are not. Many of you are still stuck to the party line of whatever it is that we discuss here. In this case, it shall not be Roe v. Wade, but it shall be the overall political aspirations of each of you. You want to be right. And so many of you pick a particular unicorn stance that you feel is uniquely yours. And yet it is not. It is built in the ether. It is attached to your energetic imprint. So if you are a righty, a lefty, or a middle of the roadie, you guys are genetically and energetically imprinted to a certain respect to figure out what life means to you based on vibration. Do you like to catalyze change? Or do you like to be peaceful and loving, not trying to trigger anyone else? And you can have people on both sides of the divide, and especially those in the middle. Because, God, you can just toe the party line. The party line being, I am reasonable. I am respectable. I'm going to be a middle-of-the-road fence sitter. Sometimes I will vote to the right and sometimes to the left based on who I think is the best person, the best choice for the job. But even within that, you find a way of non-confrontational decision-making. And the question we have for you right now, and we swear we mean this, where are the anarchists? When your government is being dismantled one rung at a time and either side really sees it, you see only the superficiality of it, but you don't see the behind-the-scenes stuff. And that's okay because you're not meant to. But if you could be in the black ops, right, men in black, and see and hear what they see and hear, you would be a lot more concerned, a lot of disconsternation, because it's coming. Your worst fears in many ways are coming, and here is why. You can be a butterfly, you can be a unicorn, you can be a transformational queen, making all the presentations and proclamations of what's coming in the future. But what you don't see is what is right before you right now. And if you on either of the side are willing to allow people to die needlessly because you can't figure this out, well, then you will see people die needlessly on your watch because you can't figure it out. But the question is, how do you overrun the government without actually getting involved in politics? And that is by pulling the plug from the whole system. And how do you pull the plug? Number one, by not giving it any more of your energy, not fighting the old same fights, because it's gotten you nowhere and will get you nowhere. So what is the definition of stupidity? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. So we would encourage all of you anarchists, political activists, fence sitters and those who are just gleefully sitting in your win, just sit and recognize that this was just one of many, many battles coming down the pike. And while you might be happy with the particular state of affairs because you think for your particular mindset it is a win, it is just the beginning, much like Hitler. You don't stand up for those who you don't stand up for because it doesn't personally impact you. But what will you do when there's nobody left but your group or your sector because all the others have been marched off to prison because they have committed some kind of an infraction that you supported because somehow you're law-abiding? But what if they come for you and there's no one left? No more unicorns to sit there and dance with you in the parades and in the playground and in the fields and in the streets. What will you do when you are the last one left and there will be nobody to defend you because you never stood up for the others? Now, this is a well-worn passage. Many of you are aware of it and many of you aren't, and that's okay. But the point is, just recognize that the universe at its core is coming for each of you to teach you to stand up for what you believe in, what you really are willing to fight for and die for. It's the old social paradigm. And you will get more of this as the remainder of this year plays out, because this is a time of connectivity. But you can only connect to people where you resonate with them. And let's be honest, that generally happens through a crisis. When all is going well, the fact is, everyone kind of does their own thing, and you're not very embittered or emboldened to take action or to even question your belief system. And if nothing else right now, you all are being taught what you believe and why you believe that. And you're finding belief systems and paradigms that are not necessarily yours, but they resonate with you because somebody else makes a point or gives an example where you say, oh, yes, exactly. Or another has been seeing many of these types of appreciative memes, and she says, well, yes, exactly. This person thinks like I do and uses the same logic or rationale to get to the end conclusion. But the question for most of you, not all, but for most of you, is to determine why you believe what you believe. Where are you consistent and where are you still flawed? Do you believe my body, my choice? Well, goodness gracious, we have people on both sides of the divide who have been screaming my body, my choice in the last year. Yet look at how different your perspectives are. So if you both believe my body, my choice, but only in certain circumstances, maybe it's time to question why that is. Why does each of you feel that you are right and the other is wrong? Why can't it just simply be my body, my choice across the board? Now, we are touching on a topic that we promised our another that we wouldn't, so we shall leave it there, because you all know where those words were spoken. So now, when will you come together as a collective and learn that you are all one? When you argue with somebody on the other side of the divide, that is just an alternate or different expression of self than you within your own skin suit. When will you be able to see that other person as just a different version of you and not the enemy or somebody who is trying to hurt or control you? Believe in the process of alchemy and believe that you too can change the future of this world by becoming the best version of you. And what is that right now? To find a common denominator between you and everyone else, but doing it as an anarchist, fighting against the broken system that you all are beginning to see. It's not so much that the system is broken, it's just that it no longer meets the needs of the people and needs to be changed dramatically. So begin to see where it works and where it doesn't, where the separation of church and state works and where it doesn't, and why. And then begin the process of prayer, but we mean real prayer, to ask the universe to come in and to guide you to find the appropriate solution instead of you determining what the appropriate solution is. Lean into the mystery of the unknown and know that it is going to get very, very bumpy for some time, because much must be cleared out, cleansed out, and popped out, and burped out, and pooped out, and birthed out. There will be many excrements that must be cleaned up, the afterbirth included. We spoke of you all birthing in a new generation, a new way of being, and this is merely the afterbirth coming out months and months after your delivery, which was on December 21st, 2021. And so it is. Namaste.